You might think of vulnerability as a negative word, something associated with shame, fear, betrayal, or hurt. However, these emotions are not the reality of vulnerability. They are instead related to negative experiences you may have gone through when you opened yourself up to someone. First thing first, you need to know that vulnerability is no weakness. In fact, it may just become your greatest strength. Everyone is vulnerable, no matter how much you fight it or try to avoid it. When you were born, you were vulnerable, and you stayed like that through your entire childhood. It is something natural and beautiful. But no matter how well acquainted you are with it, abandoning it in adulthood is something most people do. Vulnerability is an act of raw courage. When you take the brave step to show people your authentic self without hiding behind a facade, is when this courage emerges. If you want to become strong and unstoppable, you are going to need to embrace this natural vulnerability, become aware of your weaknesses and honor your pain. Vulnerability will require healing your pain and fractured parts. That's the paradox of humanity, that we often hide our pain, but we are not whole beings without it. Healing is the only way through, not putting up barriers and hiding forever. To heal your pain and embrace vulnerability, you're going to need to undergo the process of self-examination and discovery. Curiosity is the key to this. When you become curious and seek out your triggers, your pain points, your traumas, and your needs, you will naturally discover new levels of your being. This is a way of stopping and preventing lifelong suffering, because suffering only ever happens if you focus your energy on the negative, your sorrow and what you wish you had. You are complete with your imperfections. They are what make you beautiful and unique. Here are a few steps you can take to embrace vulnerability and your full, beautiful self. Step 1. Gain awareness. Understand your whole self. Self-reflect and know your strengths and weaknesses. Be aware of your mood, attitude, and emotions. Be aware of everything you do. Realize that your fears are an indication of how much you care. Step 2. Become honest and accept it. You need to be straightforward and honest with yourself. Acknowledge what you feel, accept what you think, allow yourself to respond and react, and then let yourself be exposed. Your ability to be okay with vulnerability will bring exponential results when it comes to experiencing joy. I bet if you asked every person you're close to whether or not they experience fear, you would get 80% to say yes. The other 20% would be lying. Step 3. Don't isolate yourself. When we are afraid of failing or that people will judge us, we may unintentionally isolate ourselves. This is one of the worst things you can do if you are trying to develop your ability to become vulnerable. And step 4. Break free. Break free from your barriers. Break down your walls. Take off that mask. Do what you need to do to break free from what is holding you back. Write that letter you've been meaning to. Declare your flame and apologize to someone, even if you believe they should be the ones to apologize first. Just jump. It won't turn out as bad as you think it will. Vulnerability is all about embracing fear, overcoming it, and being courageous. If you feel like your fear of judgment or failures is holding you back, here are 10 exercises from a 2018 article by Soul Salt you can practice to encourage bravery and boldness. Exercise number 1. Identify what is scaring you. By identifying your fears and what is scaring you, you are giving yourself power over your fear and allowing yourself to control your worries. Fear makes you feel uncomfortable, so it can be helpful to identify what exactly about this is making you feel uneasy. There can be healthy and unhealthy fears. Healthy fears trigger our nervous system and our survival instincts. These fears keep us safe from the real danger we experience in our real life. Unhealthy fears develop in response to trauma, stress, or negative experiences. You may experience issues with trust or personal space from traumatic events you have dealt with in your past. For this exercise, write down every fear that you have. By listing your fears, you can acknowledge which ones are healthy or unhealthy and which are keeping you from fully participating in your life. You can also discover opportunities for growth, healing, and goals that feel important yet scare you. Number 2. Describe the fears you have identified. If you put your fears and experiences into words, you can push your negative responses to these fears to the side. Speaking about your fear doesn't make you weak. It shows that you are brave enough to be vulnerable. Being open about your fears instead of minimizing or denying them all will allow you to effectively overcome what is holding you back. In this exercise, now take the time to express your fears in detail. Write down where they come from, how they manifest, and how they escalate. Then if you feel comfortable enough, you can take these descriptions to a trusted family member, counselor, friend, or mentor. Speaking to someone you trust can help you open up about your fears and develop the courage to become aware of yourself and even face your fears. Number 3. Break out of your routine. Having courage starts with taking small steps. Pick something small in your day to change up your routine. Starting with small actions of courage will lead to more significant acts of bravery. With this, you will need to experience a feeling of unfamiliarity, so make a small change to something you do every single day. Breaking out of a comfortable routine and making small changes throughout your day is a way to practice feeling discomfort without taking any significant risks. Small change can lead to bigger change. Number 4. Do things that make you nervous. Fear can hold you back from so many different positive experiences in life. If you allow it to affect you and keep you from experiencing your individuality and having fun, your life will pass you by. These kinds of fears are ones regarding standing out, being judged, or being abandoned. Growing in confidence and increasing courage will require you to find these fears that make you nervous and face them anyway. You can do this by wearing the outfits that you have always wanted to wear, getting a new haircut, going on a date, or doing something with friends, or even doing something you wouldn't normally do alone. This may open up opportunities that you would have never thought possible. Number 5. Seek out bold acts of bravery. Please take this note that this doesn't mean going out and doing something insanely crazy and dangerous. Seeking courageous acts of bravery means doing something bold, in alignment with your core values in the presence of fear. To thrive and be successful with long-term goals, it's crucial to step out of your comfort zone and take chances. Make a list of all the grand things you've always wanted to try, but fear gets the best of you. After you make the list, begin taking steps to pursue it. Number 6. Connect with someone who can help guide you. Mentors, therapists, coaches, and close friends matter. In fact, people who work with these expert individuals tend to experience earning more money, receiving greater number of promotions, experiencing greater career satisfaction, feeling more committed to their career, and are more likely to believe that they will advance at work. As someone further along the journey, your mentor knows what it takes to achieve success. They can provide insight and awareness around an area of your life that could use a fully developed courage muscle. Ask a mentor or coach to support you to fully clarify that thing which could use an adjustment. Work with your mentor, a coach, or other safe individuals who can support you to assess the dynamic of your strengths and weaknesses and your desire to change. Hold regular accountability meetings with your mentor. Number 7. Recognize your strengths. Researchers found that people who understand and develop their strengths feel happier and less depressed, even at times when nothing goes right. But beyond helping you feel better, understanding your strengths gives you a courage boost. Learning how to identify your strengths is a key factor in personal and career development. When you acknowledge your skills, you are far more confident in your ability to succeed and more willing to go all in on those big acts of courage. Create a list of your competencies that you can leverage and identify weaknesses to work around. This exercise can give you the confidence to flex your courage muscle and move past irrational fears. Working on what you're already good at, instead of focusing on your weaknesses, also leads to more successes and reinforces motivation. Number 8. Embrace the beauty of uncertainty. Uncertainty and change can cause a lot of fear to bubble up in your life. However, uncertainty is a part of the process of becoming the best version of yourself. If you never experience uncertainty or change, you will never really live. Rather than seeing this as a reason to stop, start seeing it as a reason you should keep pushing. The natural cycle of moving from an ending to a new beginning requires uncertainty before good things come. So when things feel scary and change becomes uncomfortable, remember that this is a natural part of life, success and confidence. It doesn't mean you need to give up. It should be your encouragement to keep pushing for bigger and better things. Number 9. Practice vulnerability and courage exercises. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't blend in with the crowd. Don't fear rejection from others. This stops you from experiencing a fulfilling life. You are limited to expressing your creativity and creating authentic relationships. The secret ingredient to connection with others is vulnerability. For this exercise, I challenge you to participate in an activity that reveals your vulnerability. Start that blog you've always wanted to, go back to school and attend that social event. These raw and vulnerable activities strengthen your ability to become more open and honest with yourself and allow others to see you through transparency. Accept that everything you give is enough. Your true self is always enough. And lastly, number 10. Celebrate every good thing, no matter how small. When you do something that takes bravery, you deserve to celebrate it, no matter how big or small. Showing yourself some kindness and patting yourself on the back when you accomplish something difficult is a necessary step for continuing on this journey with energy and positivity. You are making daily choices to pursue bravery, and that is a scary step. You truly deserve to celebrate. You can start doing this in your daily journaling practices. When you sit down to write about your day, you can list out any big or small act of courage you committed to throughout your day. This will allow you to look back at the steps you are taking in the future and remember that you are capable of more than you could have ever imagined. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.